if you want to leave Aurelion Soul open, I think you should actually pick it yourself. And you have the roaming mid laner. You try, you remove something like Zyra, and you try and get an even better 2v2 matchup in bot lane for Deft and Mako. And then you actually use Aurelion Soul to camp that lane. Think about that, actually, you can actually give them Zyra as well, because you can camp it pretty easily, but you need something that can set up a gank bot lane and someone who can roam.
But I do feel like this is 2 years in a row where EDG has been outclassed going into their final. This isn't Rox, getting a lucky pick ban or, performing a little bit better. They're crushing them at the moment, the exact same way Fnatic did last year.
I mean, why don't we see something like Maokai for Koro in the top lane, a Karma in the mid lane, a Jinx and an Alistar in the bot lane, and really, as you mentioned going into Game 2 spawn, building something entirely around Deft, saying that, hey, but give clear Lovely Sin. Now you have disengage on your jungler as well.
Well, I feel like at that point you're just dropping the morale of the team completely. You're just saying, hey, all of you are actually underperforming. We're only going to count on Deft to do this. And you just don't go into a game feeling very good about yourself when you're doing that.
IMA did it, and this is why I was thinking about it.
They lost. They're not here.
They did lose, but they were the best performances that the IMA did put on when they were like, we're going to just go completely late game. We're acknowledging our laning phase is bad. I think that you go one or the other extreme. You either go all in on the early game, get the Aurelion Soul, get an assassin, try and roam around, or you go all in on the late game, get a hyper carry, see if you can.
I'm going to let you get into okay. But here's the thing. I mean, yes, I may lost, but EDG's losing right now, doing what they're doing. So suggesting that this other thing might not work just because it's like they're losing currently. I would say that switching something up entirely, right? Giving themselves, and look, we just saw what Maokai Lee Sin can do in the early game. If you talk about taking pressure off of a top laner, giving him a point-and-click CC and a jungler that can capitalize that, maybe that lane doesn't go so horribly into Smeb's favor.
I mean, it also has to be the hands of the players. I personally don't really think EDG has much of a shot here. We even saw Hecarim missing ultimates left, right, and center. I don't think that...
you only missed one ultimate.
There was only one that we saw.
There was only one that we saw, but you only missed one. You said
0% success rate.
There was a plural in there, Crumbs.
And again, I mean, we're recognizing that this is an uphill battle for EDG, right? All three of you predicted that Rox is going to win in the first place. That's the way that it's going right now. We are grasping at straws. I recognize that. But that's why I'm just trying to push you guys to find as many maybe different avenues that EDG could come out with here in Game 3 to scrap together a victory.
So if they want to run a tank top, it's most likely going to be Poppy, even though it was banned in Game 1, obviously, when Rox were blue side. Yeah, you can try and surrender that lane, definitely, but then you need a strong 2v2 bot side that has to be able to win that 2v2 lane, and you need something that can both gank early game and actually roam down and help them from mid lane, and then you just surrender top side and camp bot lane only.
And we talk about it all the time. You either need pushing side lanes to be able to collapse on mid, or pick a side of the map that you're going to play towards with a lot of your utility on the other side of the map that just, is a Poppy, is inherently tanky. But at the same time, when you have a look at this, when you have a look at the tools that they're working with right now, it's just so telegraphed. Because if you pick a side of the map, well, EDG is always going to pick bottom right now because they're playing with an emergency substitute. And unfortunately, the Rox has the best top laner in the world right now on the top side of the map that is going to crush you if you play that way.
Final thoughts here, Crumbs?
I mean, I really don't think that EDG has much of a shot. Unfortunately, as you mentioned, the tools. Looks like EDG sitting with the wooden age and Rox is sitting in the futuristic era. Like, it really is just such an outclass in every single aspect of the game that I just don't really see anything that they can grasp to actually make a comeback here. If Pawn was in, I would be like, okay, maybe now. All right. With Scout, no.
Odds stacked against them. I don't think anybody's questioning that. Don't go anywhere because the match point is coming up in just 3.5 minutes.
Even if they stay, they're likely to be giving up first turret. Clear Love still level 5, and he's caught.
Caught out with Chain CC. First blood comes through the flash into the kick for Phoenix.
Okay.
That's okay.